with a breaking news alert.
We begin with breaking news. A desperate search to find a missing teen in the Black River has come to a heartbreaking end this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Caitlin McCarthy. Family and friends of the teen have been looking for him since Thursday morning. Michelle Nix joins us live with the latest. Michelle, you just heard from police. What did they say?
Good evening, Caitlin. As you said, a multi-day search is now over after a heartbreaking discovery around 3 this afternoon as the body of 16-year-old Vincent Pabon was spotted by a drone operator. The body had surfaced on the Black River here near the police station at the East Falls Riverwalk where the waterfall basin is located. On Tuesday morning, it was reported by a 24-year-old man to police that the 16-year-old he admittedly was drinking alcohol with fell into the water and never resurfaced. Now, the coroner was called in, and along with the family, they were able to identify the victim.
I'll let you know.
Once they arrived on scene, they conducted an examination of the body, and based upon physical characteristics, all the collective information known, and after speaking with the family members, we were able to positively identify that body as that of Vincent Pabon. So now the investigation will change from a missing persons investigation, and we will continue working in a cooperative fashion with the Lorain County Coroner's Office, and this will transition into a death investigation.
That was Captain Bill Lance with the Elyria Police Department. As he said, this moves from a missing investigation to a death investigation, and he confirms that there was a discrepancy of about 2 hours between when Vincent was reported actually falling into the water until he was reported to police as missing. So that is part of their investigation. A 24-year-old man, Jacob Rosado, who reported the child missing, actually has been arrested. He's being held on a $100,000 bond. His charges include providing alcohol to a minor and tampering with evidence, but there's more to this case. I did confirm with police that they are investigating a previous crime with the person who was arrested and the drowning victim, who again was a victim, we're told, in that previous case. We'll have more tonight at 11 on 19 News. Reporting live from Elyria, Michelle Nix, 19 News.